Overwhelmed by all of the different drill options? Not sure where to start? Want to make as much progress with your swimming as possible without wasting any time? This video has the answers you're looking for. Hi, this is Andrew Sheaf with Mastering Flow. I help you dramatically improve your swimming by providing simple, actionable strategies that you can implement today. I believe that everyone has the ability to improve in all areas of life. All that's needed is the right guidance. Let's get better today. When you're first getting started with swimming, sifting through all of the information that's out there can be daunting. There are countless different skills you can work on and countless different exercises that you can use. It can be really overwhelming. Choose the wrong drills, and at best, it'll take more time and effort to accomplish your goals. Even worse, you might not be able to accomplish your goals at all. So picking the right drills clearly matters. The challenge is that separating fact from fiction is tough for the beginner. So, which should you use? Why should you use them? That's what we're going to cover today. So from a big picture perspective, what makes a good drill? Great drills have two important characteristics. One, they're simple. And two, they're effective. That's pretty much it. And for the beginner, having both traits is especially important. As you're learning to swim, you don't even have the ability to perform complex drills. You need drills that you can actually do. Nothing is more frustrating than trying to figure out an exercise that's supposed to help you improve and you can't even do it. Secondly, the drill in question has to actually improve your freestyle. Some drills may look similar to freestyle, but they're actually teaching you something completely different. And if it doesn't help you improve your freestyle, what's the point? With that being said, let's get into the exercises that I know are most effective for beginners when starting to improve their freestyle. And so here is your simple solution. The first exercise is the ball float. How do you know when someone is just learning to swim? You can see the struggle. Most of that struggle is the result of an inability to relax in the water. Learning to float effectively and get comfortable in the water is the most important fundamental skill. Without it, learning every other skill becomes pretty much impossible. It's that important. And the ball float is an excellent way to learn this skill. The exercise is simple. Get a big breath, grab your knees, and just relax. You may sink a bit and then come back up, or you may just rest on the surface. Either is completely fine. The big focus is relaxing as much as possible and paying attention to how your lungs hold you up and support you at the surface of the water. The more comfortable you can get in the water, the faster you can improve. Number 2 is the ball float to X float. Once you've improved your ability to relax and get comfortable in the water, it's time to improve the second most important skill for beginners. A lot of beginners really struggle with their body position. That usually means the head is high, the hips are low, and the legs are sinking. Think about it this way. You do not want to be plowing through the water like a barge. You want to be slipping straight through the water like a speedboat. So you need to learn how to get the hips high and the legs up at the surface. Here's how to do it. The ball float to X float helps you learn how to get the hips up and everything in line. It builds upon the stability created with the ball float. From that point of stability, it allows you to learn how to create tension in the back of the body to hold the legs up at the surface. This exercise can be a little bit frustrating to work with if you expect to be able to rest right at the surface. Don't worry if that doesn't happen. The key is to fight to keep the legs up as high as possible. That's the skill that's important. It's actually easier to execute this skill when you're swimming freestyle. So aim to create the necessary tension in the legs in isolation and then work to integrate that into your swimming. The third drill is called stroke and roll. Having touched on your body position, it's time to work on breathing. It's important to touch on body position first because it's a lot easier to breathe effectively when you're on the surface of the water in a great line. With breathing, the most common mistake that beginners make is picking the head up and to the side when breathing. Unfortunately, that's going to wreck your body position and kill your speed. Instead, you need to learn to rotate to breathe. This exercise helps you learn how to do so. Just like the name of the exercise implies, roll to the breath. Great breathing involves the rotation of the neck and the rotation of the body. This exercise helps you learn to do both. It's important to work both sides. While you don't necessarily have to breathe to both sides when you're training or racing, you should be able to do so. While the drill exaggerates how much you'll actually rotate, it's the same approach you want to take when you're swimming. The key idea is to rotate just enough to breathe without having to lift your head or pulling it to the side to get that breath. The next drill is called wall pull. No matter how good your skills are, it's going to be difficult to create speed in the water if you don't have a solid pull. Descriptions of the pull can get really complicated. However, the pull is actually pretty basic. You want to create a big paddle with your whole arm and then pull straight back. When you focus on the big picture, it's easier to get the outcome that you're looking for. The most effective way to learn a great pull is to continue to keep it simple. This exercise is a little different than the others in that you're not directly interacting with the water. It's really valuable because it's simple and it lets you understand the key ideas and feel the key ideas that are involved with a great pull. The main idea is to feel what it's like to get the whole arm involved and what it feels like to pull straight back. What should you try to do? Find a position that's comfortable for you. Maybe a little bit wider, maybe a little bit narrower. Then experiment with putting pressure into the wall with your whole arm, not just your hand. That backward pressure is what you want to create. The great part about this drill is that you can perform it before any repetition, no matter what you're working on. It's a great reminder of what you should feel and how to make it happen. If you want to improve your pull, add this drill to your sets during the rest periods. It makes any other drill you do that much more effective. The last drill we're going to go over is called underwater recovery. One of the big challenges of learning great freestyle is that there is a lot going on. There's breathing, there's body position, there's kicking, there's the right arm, there's the left arm, and you've got to put it all together. It can be messy and it can be overwhelming. Underwater recovery helps you keep it simple. Underwater recovery allows you to simplify freestyle by keeping the recoveries under the surface of the water. You're removing one of the most difficult aspects of the stroke, which is the recovery. Then you can focus on all the other important aspects with a lot less distraction. The best part about underwater recovery is that it maintains the essential rhythm and timing of regular freestyle. You get the simplicity without losing the key aspects of the stroke. The underwater arm recoveries actually reinforce a great rhythm. If you're getting overwhelmed with everything, underwater recovery can be a great way to keep it simple. The biggest focus here is recovering the arm straight forward and pulling the arm straight back. That's a key skill in freestyle, one you really want to lock in here. If you're not sure where to start or what to do, don't take a shotgun approach. Really focus on the key skills that are going to make the biggest difference in your swimming. Just as importantly, working on the key drills is going to help you learn those skills as quickly as possible with as little effort as possible. If you're struggling to figure out which drill you should use, make sure you click the subscribe button right here. Stay tuned for my next video where I'll show you exactly how to figure out which drill you should be using in your swimming. If you want more on the best drills to improve your swimming, click right here. As always, keep it simple and keep getting better.